is not accidental that the word teleiosis, perfection, shares the same etymological root with the word telos. And without teleiosis is unthinkable. And as it is fitting that this anniversary celebration should include some reflection on the telos, the purpose, the destination of all humanity, the end and telos of life as well. Here, the concept of death is naturally introduced. In ancient Greek, there exists a truly wise definition of philosophy. Philosophy is the study of death, of end and destination of human existence. Philosophia in the original, μελέτη θανάτου εστί. In this sense, I explain. It is within this context that the topic of my remarks today, life after death, is being kindly and humbly presented to you. In the first part of my remarks, I would like to review some of the archaeological evidence of ancient burial practices and the implicit conceptions about death and life after death, first in the era before Christ, and then in the time since Christ. Then in the second part of my presentation, I will present a short synopsis of the biblical statements on the life after death as the definitive basis of the relevant Christian teachings about life and death. So now first, burial practices before and after Christ. In the millennia before the Christian era, one finds a great variety of burial practices around the ancient world, practices indicative of concepts about death and life after death. Because of the limitations of time, we shall consider just a few of them. One of the most impressive archaeological sites that you might visit is an Etruscan necropolis. As we know, the Etruscans were the civilization that inhabited northern Italy before the Romans expanded and conquered the region. An Etruscan necropolis was literally a city of the dead. It was a burial ground that was designed as a miniature city. The tombs were built as houses with the usual furnishings of tables and chairs, clothes, jewelry, cookware, and other items of everyday use. On the walls were painted scenes from daily life, all for the benefit of the deceased. The series of tombs in the Etruscan necropolis at Cerveteri and Tarquinia in northern Italy, which I visited, and I cannot forget the impression I had from that visit, covered several acres of land. It's like you visit a small city or a village. The Etruscan customs express a very common pre-Christian belief. The dead do not cease to exist. Rather, some aspect of the human person continues after death and derives benefit from the offerings of the living that are left behind. While we do not know much about the religion of the Etruscans, their burial practices reflect a second very common theme of ancient Mediterranean cultures. Life after death is a dim reflection, a shadow of life on earth. We easily detect the same ideas present at the pyramids of ancient Egypt. These massive constructions were built as tombs for